Exciting times if you care about the upcoming RAZR 3 phone from Motorola. There have been a leaked video about the phone. It's only a short, about 10-second video clip, but it's from renowned leaker Evan Blass, I think that's his name. But yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to see this in action. You can see some things and gather a little bit of information from it. Side-mounted fingerprint sensor, which is cool because that means it's not going to be under the screen. I am super happy about that. You can clearly see the two cameras out on the front with the exterior display. You can see that there's a hole punch camera at the top of the screen, which a lot of this stuff lines up with a lot of the reported leaks and rumors we've already seen. And from what we're seeing, it's supposed to have the latest Snapdragon 8 Generation 1 Plus, I believe is what it's called. It's supposed to be the more refined, later kind of sophomore edition of the Snapdragon 8 Generation 1. And that means this thing is going to have lots of power. And that's probably what we're going to see in the Z Flip 4 and the Fold 4 also coming out this fall. This is neat. And you can see, though, a little bit of a departure. One of the things I do kind of think that made the original RAZR special was it held to kind of the same design and look of the original RAZR. You can see this one here, more rounded off, a little bit thicker, not quite as far as, doesn't look a lot like the original RAZR, or at least the RAZR and the RAZR 5G. I don't think that's the end of the world, but it definitely helped it stand out more. I know there was a letter from, I believe, the CEO of the mobile division when it comes to Lenovo and Motorola earlier this year. I talked about it back, I think around CES is whenever that letter came out, early January, and they wanted to go big or go home. They want to compete, and they wanted the flagship processor, more RAM, more storage space, bigger screen, the whole 9 yards. And I think this phone is going to be very competitive, especially you can see that exterior display on it. That's one of the things that made the RAZR and RAZR 5G so special, especially in contrast, even with the Z Flip 3. Even though they redesigned it, you still only get that small little screen on the outside. So this is big. This is going to make, I think, a lot of people happy. I think that's exciting to see this stuff because just a couple months down the road, hopefully, we'll get more in the way of maybe a formal announcement. There hasn't been anything to indicate it's gone into production yet. I'm sure this is still just kind of the beta device testing phase so that they can make sure that everything works out fine because they got to test all of it before they put it out on the market, right? A lot of stuff's still up in the air when it comes to price, and we don't know exactly everything that's going to be in the phone, and I think that's fine. I stand by my position. Some leaks are good. Leaking the whole thing is bad because it takes away from the excitement. There's not a lot of excitement when it comes to smartphones nowadays, so don't take away all the cool stuff. Leave some of it to the imagination so whenever it comes out, but it's kind of hard to keep things under wraps when it comes to hardware these days. So looking at the phone, also you can see they've got the basically creaseless design on the screen. It looks like it's probably going to be even better than what they did with the RAZR and RAZR 5G. Especially in contrast with the Z Flip and the Z Fold, where you have the crease that runs right down the middle of the screen. So I'm interested to see what Motorola does here. I'm curious to see what kind of a price point we get. The closer they can get this thing to $1,000, the better, because that's what the Z Flip 3 did. They cannot be charging $1,500 for this phone. They just can't. They got to find a way to lower it, make it more affordable, make it more available. This thing, please do not be a Verizon exclusive. I know Motorola likes to have their whole Verizon exclusives. I think this is something that's kind of rooted in history where they locked themselves into a long-term obligation a long time ago, but having carrier exclusives just is not the way to go, especially in 2022. So excited to see what we get here. I will definitely pick up one of these whenever it comes out, and I'm excited about it, and hopefully you are too. And if you are, send off in the comment section. Did you like the Motorola RAZR, the RAZR 5G especially? I know I had a lot of thoughts on it when it first came out, but after I got my hands on one, it changed a lot of my perception when it comes to these phones. So I'm excited to see what they can do with flagship specs, and I just hope the battery life is good. That's the thing when it comes to these flip phones. Whoever can get the best battery life first is probably going to solidify a foundation of success for their phone versus the other guys. So curious to see what we get. Are you interested in this phone? Are you curious about it? Do you like the flip phones? Well, we'll have to see more as more comes available. But that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please go to the comment section. I'll get back with you. We can discuss this. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.